Peace. Excuse me. Share the video. Tay, what's up, baby? Fat boy blessed. Crook type, you know my name, Karis Bourdain. And I'll sing my song. Unknown caller. Yo. The little African cichlids. All right. Sandy, what's good? Colleen. Colleen Washington from the Nation of Islam. Don't hesitate to donate if you like the content. Ken Intelligent, that came out slick. That man stay blowing. I stay working, man. I stay with this mouse in my hand. They kind of go together. I'm gonna let a few more people get in here. Y'all share this live stream to your social media platforms. He said we ain't come here to see you chat on the phone. Wine dance. Oh, I'm doing a fish tank. Freaking somebody fish tank. So you can't put certain fish with others and shit. Fish are some predatory motherfuckers. They eat each other and shit. You'll go to bed and you might have 7, 8 fish. Wake up in the morning and shit, 2 people done got picked off. You like, what the fuck is going on? 2 people done got picked off. No remains. They don't leave no remains. We got a few things to talk about, man. I held this and I wanted to make sure I got all the proper information and shit. He said, you can if you raise them together. Getting them out of the pet shop, man, just dumping them in the same tank, man. Survival of the fittest. We're gonna talk about that. But anyway, let's start from the Breyonna Taylor incident. The Breyonna Taylor incident. Breyonna Taylor was killed by some notorious jackers. The guys that killed Breyonna Taylor, the guys that went to that house, they was notorious jackers. They was notorious jackers. They got documentaries out on them niggas on Vice TV. Huh? He said, what was Breyonna Taylor into? She wasn't into nothing. She wasn't into nothing. And I don't know what was their original motive for going to her crib. That has nothing to do with the murder of her. These guys who went to her house, oh, they robbed her too. Yeah, they robbed her. They robbed her. They didn't just kill her, they robbed her. They completed their mission. Yep. They completed their mission. This group of police, these some bad rogue motherfuckers. They got the racket in Louisville, Kentucky. He said, thank you for turning me on to the Alpo book. It's pretty good. They got a racket down there. These the same, yeah, took $14,000 from her. Yeah. And this information became known by way of a wiretap. They was listening to her boyfriend, Breyonna Taylor's boyfriend, the survivor. They was listening to him talk on a wiretap. Doing surveillance after they didn't kill his girl, listening to his phone calls. Trying to clean up what the fuck they did. But look, this is what happened, right? While he was on the wiretap, he was telling one of his homeboys that Breyonna's money is missing. He like, what money? He was like, man, I just gave her $8,000. He was like, I just gave her $8,000 a couple of days ago, and then she went and got 6 and put that with the 8. He said, it's all gone. It's all gone. And there's no explanation for this money that has vanished. They even know the police officer that got it. They busted him. I can't remember his name specifically, but they busted him. They know what he did. After the police left the scene of the crime with, Breyonna Taylor's crime, they were to meet together. They were to meet up, I guess at the hospital or whatever. And it was like 25-minute drive to get there. All of the other police officers got there. And they was like, this one specific officer, he wasn't around. He didn't get there. He didn't get there on time. The time that it would have took you to get there, he didn't get there. And they was calling for him and trying to find where he was at and shit like that. And he was texting him, but he wasn't there. He wouldn't put that money down. He wouldn't put that money down. He said how they knew to come to her crib. I haven't figured out exactly, was it a drug investigation? They never found no drugs. They never found no drugs. They didn't have no sales there, and Breyonna Taylor wasn't no drug dealer and shit. You feel me? This is the reason that she probably ain't gonna get no justice. He said, that's Training Day. He said, Training Day ain't just a movie. He said, the name of the documentary, I can't remember the name. It's on Vice TV. Just go to Vice TV. They got 2 recent videos about the Louisville police officers. Guess what? These guys might not even be racist either. They might not even be racist. These motherfuckers is notorious rapists too. They notorious rapists. He said, we own the city. These dudes is notorious rapists. They raping white women all through the town, man. You know, they make your warrant go away. You suck my dick, make your warrant go away, and, you know, you owe me and all of that kind of shit. He said, what? Yeah. Yes. The same police officers that went after Breyonna Taylor. These motherfuckers is notorious. They notorious. They doing this to white women and everything. They doing this to white women. Send me a picture of your breasts. Rape. Outright rape in police uniform. Illuminati letter said they ran in her crib because her ex-boyfriend was a drug dealer. So the present boyfriend wasn't a drug dealer? He said, it sounds like walking tall. Oh, my goodness. These motherfuckers was off the chain. They was doing whatever the fuck they wanted. And it was like, this one officer, it was known. Like, he was known to fuck on the job, man, in uniform. Just taking pussy. Like, I'm the law. What you gonna do? They took money. They took money from a black guy. He's on there. They took some big money from a black guy. They took like I think they took $10,000 from a black guy out of a $25,000 pot. This guy got pulled over with like 24 G's and shit, and by the time it made it to the station, it was only 14,000. They made up something to charge with the title, but I can't change it right now and shit. I'm gonna give y'all a few minutes to come back in. Peace. Sick of them not sending out notifications. I just happened to be scrolling. Well, they got a tip that she was holding money. Her ex is a drug dealer, and he was giving her money to hold. That kind of money, you in the game too now. So y'all think the 14,000 was worth them coming into her crib and clipping her? Is that what you saying? We talking about 5-0 for a minute. I hope I don't violate any terms of the YouTube policy. But anyway, the police officers that hit her off, they outlaws. Some of them have been fired about that Breyonna Taylor shit. See, they didn't give the public no glory in the situation. They didn't announce motherfuckers being fired. They didn't announce no disciplinary action. They just did whatever they did, man, and they the good old boys network and shit, Louisville police, but they definitely took money from her. They known for taking money from people. They run wild on blacks and whites. Prior to Breyonna Taylor, they got another guy on the on this little documentary piece, and he was explaining how they took some money from him at a gas station. A specific police officer. It's the same police officer that's doing all this shit. The same police officer, I can't remember his name, see this guy allegedly pass a female something at a gas station. Boom. He run up on him. Dude got $24,000 on him. He's a barber though. He a licensed barber or whatever. He said he stacked this money cutting hair. And he was gonna deposit it. Whatever the case, 50 took the money, gave him a pet. He found a little weed in the car, gave him a petty weed case, took the money. By the time the money was booked at the station, it was missing about $11,000 and shit. And dude wasn't guilty. The black guy, he wasn't guilty. He went buck wild. Like he got out on bail. Like he went nuts. Like, motherfucker, you can't just take my fucking money. Like he was telling the police, he was telling the superiors, yo, he didn't catch me with 14,000. I had 25,000. He took my fucking money. I want my fucking money back. People that lawbreakers, they don't really fight for their money back. They just let the forfeiture rip them and shit. They just be glad to get out the crosshairs and shit. But them 9-to-5ers, them niggas who done stood on their feet, 8-hour shifts, you know, working doubles and shit like that, them niggas want their fucking money back. And yeah, niggas be having money like that in their crib. People, non-drug dealers be having that type of money around. People like having cash around and shit. Johnny Law does whatever they want these days. That damn brass shield gets to their head and they start feeling themselves. What was her and her boy putting money together for? I don't know why they had that money, but I don't think it's against the law for them to have that kind of money. I don't think it's against the law for them to have that type of money. It's not against the law. So he said having cash around does nothing for you. I have mattress money. Salute to the black market. He said 9-to-5 got them pay stubs for that cash. You got to get that back. But getting back to the Louisville police officers, they wild rapists, man. Y'all got to watch the sex joint about these same officers. It's a sex documentary about they rapes and them just running wild and shit. You gotta watch that first. This will put you in the mind. This will put your mind in the frame of a rogue, a real rogue. Like they rape white women, they rape young bitches. If they get to you, they taking what they want. These specific guys and shit. This one dude, he's raping bitches before he go home to his wife and shit. Go, just pull up somewhere, give me some pussy and shit. You know what you did. I got a warrant for you. I need to talk to you. Pull a bitch over. Come on, let me get that. But these are the types of people who were involved with the Breyonna Taylor case. So we never gonna get no. This Vice TV documentary might press some buttons, but we not gonna get. She won't get no fucking justice. Highly unlikely. Maybe some civil compensation. Maybe her family could get, you know, like wild civil compensation. But aside from that, no. But y'all need to go check out that documentary. It's 2 of them. They on Vice TV. They about the Louisville police force. Please watch it. Please watch it. I can't believe that these people was doing this shit. Speaking of the police, now let's talk about these scary motherfuckers in Texas. Let's talk. I got my notes right here. Let's talk about these scary motherfuckers in Texas. Do y'all know they calling that situation in Texas the greatest failure in law enforcement history? They calling it the greatest failure of law enforcement in modern American history. That's what they calling it. They was scared. They was scared. That Uvalde police force, it was only 6 of them. He said they paid her family 12 mil. Okay. That Uvalde, it was only 6 of them on a force. Little small town like Mayberry. They ain't never had no wreck ever. They ain't never had no wreck ever. It's only 6 police officers in this little town. When that AR got the ringing off, they didn't know what the fuck to do. And the fucking they was calling. They was calling 911. They was calling for help. It was people alive in there calling for help. Like, I don't know how the fuck they couldn't get out that fucking I don't know how they couldn't get out that school, yo. I don't know how they couldn't get out. Me and my niggas in elementary, we would have gladly bust them folks' windows getting up out of there. We would have gladly threw whole desks out the window to get the fuck out there. Like, I don't, for real. But the police were on the scene while he was doing this shit. They were on the scene while he was in there doing this shit. He said they messed up. They cowards. They cowards. They quick to fucking, they cowards. A lot of people that join the police, they cowards at heart. They be trying to find their position of authority in life, and at which point they become bullies, the police. They was confronted with a conflict and they let it go down. They let kids get wiped out. If it was ever a time to breach protocol and do some Charles Bronson shit, to do some vigilante shit, that was it right there. Them motherfuckers was shook. They was shook. He said they teaching these kids to stay in place, don't try to get away. He said, you going against an AR-15 with a knot, man, I'm running for my life. He said, if they was fourth graders, man, I was lawless in the fourth grade. I was trying to fuck something in the fourth. You understand what I'm saying? I'm running around trying to put my dick in somebody's daughter in the fourth. You think I'm about to sit around and listen to a fucking machine gun going off and it's a way out and I ain't gonna try it? I got shot. I was the kid that got shot in the back. I was the kid that got shot in the back. Straight up. Straight up. Calvin, I'm trying to tell you, man. I'm trying to tell you. Some cops was actually in the building rescuing their own kids. The person, one of the main people that did something about this shit, he wasn't even a police officer. He wasn't even a police officer. I believe his wife called him there. He was getting a haircut or some shit. He came to the scene and went in there like, fuck it. Yeah. He said, no amount of money is worth losing your life. He said, I seen both. The police officer in charge of this jurisdiction was the local Mayberry police officer. He was in charge. He told them niggas that they can't go in there. He told them, no, we gonna wait. Inexperienced, coward, scary, don't know what the fuck he doing. They listened to him. It was also federal agents present. And they listened to him. Crazy. Everything happens for a reason, right? He said they were all Latino, right? Yeah, all Latino. The people, the very people who should have been standing with black people when we've been getting shot down for years and shit. They should have been raised in hell. When that shit happened in Buffalo, the Latino community should have been raised in hell like, oh, that shit ain't right. You feel me? And what happens is, you know, this shit get passed around a little bit, man. Now y'all get to see what the fuck is going on and see what happens to black people on a regular and shit. And being raged and being raged at the police not helping y'all and shit because they don't help us either and shit. So now that y'all know what this shit feel like, I hope that something happens of it, something dynamic happens of it. But it's right there in front of the whole world. You feel me? Straight up. And there was little children. Word. Pee Wee, thank you. He said, they don't care about them schools their kids don't attend. It's spreading. And because of the media coverage, it's a sick motherfucker contemplating busting some shit down right now. Right while we sitting here having this conversation. There's a sick motherfucker somewhere thinking about making his mark online. Yeah. As a parent, how do you even process that? I know black people would have went buck wild. It would have been a lot of gun charges and shit. Like black people would have tried to went in there about theirs and shit with their hammers and shit. I believe niggas would have tried them for real. I believe niggas would. What? Nigga carrying a hammer anyway. Beef with the police to get in there and and get mine and shit, man. I deal with y'all later and shit, man. But I believe niggas would have wild out there about that. If it was kids, yeah. Speaking of kids wilding out, I watched a couple of documentaries about the drill culture in Philadelphia. They music is nice. I ain't lying. They gotta stop with the killings. It's crazy and the lyrics is kind of crazy, but the music, the sound of it, they be kick. I'm like, damn, why didn't I know about these niggas? It's because I don't cover that style of music and shit, and I don't really want no parts of it. But these little niggas can rap, and these niggas is talented and shit. Hope they be around, man. Shido, the one that got hit all up, they had to put him back together and shit, teach him how to walk again and shit. Hope you niggas get y'all dribble right, man. Word. You notice every generation gets worse. People just getting dirtier and dirtier. Breyonna Taylor killed by rogue police. Rogue police. Who else would have just went around to the back of the school to save their kid? It would have been niggas up in there, yo. It would have been niggas up in there trying, dude. Niggas got ARs. Niggas got them joints. Niggas got them. Niggas got that shit. He said, in the words of Public Enemy, 911 is a joke. 911 has been failing a lot of people. I've been seeing a lot of stories. 911 has been, if a motherfucker hit 911, they supposed to send somebody. If the call drops, send somebody. If anything go wrong, send somebody. This motherfucker called 911. Get there. Figure it out when you get there. You feel me? The motherfucker, the dispatcher is making the decisions on people's lives and shit, whether or not they want to put the call through and shit. It's crazy. He said the caption of the video was throwing me off because I started off talking about Breyonna Taylor. I started off talking about Breyonna Taylor, and you can play this back. There's a couple of documentary pieces out now, investigative pieces on Vice TV, and they profile the Louisville police. They ain't just rapists, they jack boys. She got killed by some niggas that rob motherfuckers for money. Training day. Just like training day, the motherfucker, that shit that them niggas are doing on training day, that exists. That's real. And we know it's real. It has to be real. It's in the nature of men. If me and a few of my partners was police officers, we taking money off top. Like, we taking money off top. Off fucking top. Like, we don't want nothing else. We don't want no free donuts. Nothing. You can keep your drugs and guns, man. We taking your bread, yo. Let us get that. Dispatch hung up on a lady during the Buffalo shooting. That's the other incident that I'm talking about. That's the exact incident I'm talking about. This happens in Boston. BPD has notorious drug dealer robbers. Peace, Lex. What cities is up in here, man? Listening to the dribble this morning and shit. Good morning. Happy Saturday to y'all. Turning afternoon and shit. Law enforcement is the most crooked organization. Cincinnati, New York. Big Harlem, what's up, pimp? Scotland, Alabama, San Antonio, Philly, Detroit, LA, DC, Maryland, ATL, East New York, Chicago, Tacoma, Washington, Pittsburgh, BX, by way of Virginia Beach, Sacramento, That dispatch lady in Buffalo is the devil. Compton. I got an interview coming with a Compton High School basketball player real soon. He said I got the they blitzed me for a minute and shit. You gotta bear with me. Brooklyn, who you got for Tank? You know I'm going with Tank, man. Tank Davis all day. Stop playing. Hard hitter. Baltimore. Shout out to the Upton Boxing Gym, man. I filmed out there and shit. Right outside. Right there on Pennsylvania Avenue. I was going to get to that. It's on my notes. 8 Ball and MJG. I was saving it. But since you interjected, I'm going to go into it and I'm going to get up out of here. Look, right? I played a song on here a couple of months back called Unsolved Mysteries by a group named South Circle. And the verse that I played from the song South Circle was the opening verse by a rapper named 8 Ball. Rapper named 8 Ball. I told y'all, those who follow me on IG at I am Gully TV, I told y'all 8 Ball and MJG was gonna win. And they won, right? I mean, Pimp C wasn't there, but if Pimp C was there, they couldn't beat them niggas, man. I've been listening to them niggas all my life. They came out around the same time, maybe like 92, 93. But 8 Ball and them was always better. I'm talking about sound-wise. 8 Ball and them was always better. They was all, and they could rap. They could rap. All parties can rap. Bun B can go. Nice cadence, flow, legend. Pimp C could go. Them niggas toe up, break them off something with Master P. Toe that shit up. But 8 Ball and MJG always had albums out, man. Albums. You could count on going. And what I remember vividly about them was they CD covers and shit. They CD covers was always something that would make it something eye-catching. Always some eye-catching shit. Like, out of all of the CDs on a joint, you're going to look at the 8 Ball and MJG joint. They used to have Lexuses on the front of it. This before niggas was talking that Lexus shit. Like, a lot of people credit Jay-Z with making the GS300 popular. 8 Ball and MJG is on the cover of their CD player. I mean, on the cover of their CDs in like 93. In Lexuses and shit. They was wearing them Gators, Coogee sweaters, like the big herringbones, everything from top to bottom. And they would not only have their own shit out, them niggas had solo careers that was fire as a motherfucker. They was both on BET by themselves. MJG had his own song on BET, spinning fire, called That Girl, video. 8 Ball had his own song on BET, spinning like this is serious and shit. They always had some crack out. They features was always crack. I knew when if they started bringing people up, it could have got worse than that. They could have brought Mr. Mike and South Circle up there. That would have got dark. It would have got dark up there. Suave Click. The song Space Age Pimpin'. If you wasn't an 8 Ball and MJG fan, you didn't know about that jewel. That was a jewel, man. The song Pimps. He said what he had to say to Gilly the Kid, and then he dropped Armed Robbery right behind that. Did y'all peep that? That was so tactful. He dropped Armed Robbery right behind the situation with Gilly when he, said, he cleared up the little misinformation that Gilly put on the internet. I 100% believe 8 Ball, though. I do. He dropped Armed Robbery. That was a liberating feeling for me that the world got to hear Armed Robbery. Like, people on the East Coast got to hear Armed Robbery. I know that the Northeast didn't get 8 Ball and MJG when we was listening to them in the 90s. Niggas, I used to tell niggas, and like a couple niggas from Philly hit me up, was like, you used to talk about them niggas when we was locked up, like back in the day and shit. Because they didn't know about 8 Ball and MJG. I would talk about them. And They just didn't know about him until they start being on BET and shit. And they still didn't fuck with him because the songs that was on BET was like pop shit. But I just wanted the world to hear armed robbery and shit like that. People deserve to hear that shit. And now that you heard it, you know about 8 Ball and MJG. Them niggas from Orange Mound, Memphis, Tennessee, I know they whole rap sheet, man. Like, them niggas been larger than life. And I'm glad that the whole world got a chance to see that. That made me feel good and shit. It's like, I told you so. That's like me basically saying, I told you so. He said, I went crazy when he did that. Yeah, I couldn't believe, he said, better storytelling rhyme. I couldn't believe that he dropped armed robbery right behind that. That's all you heard was them drums. I said, ooh. He said, you dropping Juelz. Hank Rowley introduced me to them upstate. Okay. Coming out hard album, super classic. Top of the World, I think it was called On Top of the World. Classic, Lost classic. They could have brought Mace up there. They got a song called Polo Boots with Mace. Everything I do was all about the loot. I be kicking up dust with my polo boots. That shit could have got worse. I'm telling you. Mention them. They go with EPMD. 8 Ball and MJG, they go with Run DMC. They go with EPMD. They go with Mobb Deep. You feel me? They go with the tag team niggas, man. They go with the legendary duos in hip hop. I promise you, they just from Memphis, Tennessee. He said Memphis got a bunch of down south legends. 8 Ball, Breath Control. In our Lifetime album, 8 Ball also had the double album called Lost, Starships and Rockets. They like actual factual. He said Pimp C had more of a stage presence. He had a good voice too. They killed Break 'Em Off something like that. That was a song that people was expecting to hear and shit. If Break 'Em Off something would have got played, damage. He said, I'm from down here and I don't look at them as legends like that. Oh, the local niggas always be hating. We understand how you feel, fam. Straight up. Straight up. For you to even fix your mouth and say that you don't look at them as legends is ugly and dastardly. That was terrible that you even said that, fam. You need to get your dribble right. That was terrible. Man. He said that's straight hate. Yeah. How could you even say that? Fucking 8 Ball got a joint with fucking Carl Thomas. I think it's called Show Me. They kill it. He kill it, man. Like, y'all, they had more. Outkast, Andre 3000 and Big Boy, Run DMC. Shit, out of all of the duos and shit, they might have one of the most extensive, because the niggas got workout. They've been getting it on since 92. It's 2022 when the world heard armed robbery. I'm glad of that. He said, wasn't 8 Ball on Bad Boy at one time? Correct. They naming all the classics. Crumbs the Bricks, Mr. Big, Armed Robbery, Pimps. Just so many. Definitely legends. Yeah. And this is the truth. I mentioned this on my Instagram. 8 Ball was the original fat fly guy. Heavy D was fly. Yeah, Heavy D had flavor. 8 Ball was the original fat fly guy. I'm telling you. He was the one that was wearing the Coogee sweaters and the Gators first. When Biggie came in, Biggie was wearing army fatigues and shit like that. He was dressing like a Brooklyn nigga, Tim's and shit. He was on his Brooklyn. But if you go look at it, 8 Ball, way back then, the Kangos, Coogee sweaters, all types of sweaters, slacks, gator shoes, way back in the day. He said he little ball now. He used to be huge. Yeah, he was real big back in the day. 8 Ball has a solo storytelling song called Friends. He said, this is a fact. Man, I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm glad the world got a chance to embrace that. Because the thing about my platform, I listen to all of it. If I got my hands on it, I listen to all of it. Even when I couldn't afford hip-hop, back when we was recording songs off of KCK, some top 100 countdown and shit. Or I was trading one of my cousins for tapes, because this back when we used to have to like actual tape fucking. I was chasing it, man. I had an older brother, man. Music was always, I've listened to all of it. You feel me? But certain regions didn't listen to 8 Ball and MJG. Certain regions didn't listen to South Circle. These people that I'm mentioning to y'all, this is for the global shit. This is for the global hip-hop community. I'm about to give y'all some jewels and I'm going to get up out of here. Take notice. You need to listen to Sibo. He's from California, Sacramento. You need to listen to fucking Spice One. You need to listen to South Circle. You do. You need to listen to South Circle. You need to listen to Trick Daddy. His first joint, that WW dot, I can't remember the name. You might have missed something. Big Mike from Louisiana. Big Mike, he was in the Ghetto Boys for a minute. You got to listen to these niggas. You're going to miss something. I'm telling you. You heard it here first. Everybody that I'm mentioning to y'all. Tila, he a beast. Smooth Flow had a song called Tired of Ballin'. Anybody associated with Suave House, go get the whole Suave House shit. You need that. There's MC Thick from Louisiana. This is an early fat rap, slick rapping nigga and shit. I'm just putting y'all on as people that you really need to listen to. If you didn't hear it, if you're from like a different region and you didn't get it, cellar dwellers. There's certain people that you need to find and just get some of that in your life. Got it? Anyway, my man says Soldier Slim. Shout out to Soldier Slim. Big Mike. Yeah. You know how much of a beast you got to be to fill Scarface's shoes? Scarface stepped out of the Ghetto Boys briefly. They went and got Big Mike from Louisiana. He's from New Orleans. He one of the best ever. Straight up. And I'm looking for you, Mike. Straight up. And I'm looking for you, Ballin' G. I'm about to get up out of here. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get the notifications. Go check out that those Vice TV pieces about the Louisville police. They rogue and they ain't right, and y'all need to know about it. He named it Crime Boss. Peace and blessings to y'all on a Saturday. Get y'all dribble right, man. Gully TV, 1.